SLPP's torso to Ranil's head, a move to expel SLPP General Secretary. Basil, angered by Kanchana's outburst, sneers at Mahindananda too, Mahindananda Johnny in heated exchange. Lanza's prediction came true. Ranil explains why the Rajapaksas fled. Marika Mujibur take lead while others evade attacking Ranil. Sajith as president, Namal as opposition leader. Old-timers get sidelined. SLPP candidate worships Gota. Damika reveals his recipe for victory. Nipuna plans to boost SLPP in Matara.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
SLPP's torso to Ranil's head. Gossiping over the differences between President Ranil Wickremesinghe and the Rajapaksas has now become the favourite pastime of many. Such has become so trending that newspapers and social media are filled with the exchanges between the different camps. It all began after the Sri Lanka Podujana Peremuna's Politburo meeting on Monday. What happened since then is public knowledge, but what is going to happen is not so. Namal's advisor, Iranda Ginigai, says a conspiracy is underway to replace Sagara Kariawasam with Ramesh Pathirana as the General Secretary. He claims all these are Ranil's plans to prevent the party from fielding a candidate. Namal, too, is not far behind, accusing his former party men of trying to save their own skins by supporting Ranil. That came up at their Politburo meeting, too. A first-timer remarked that they shouldn't elect Ranil again in order for some to get cabinet positions. Most of them want to cling on to the ministries given them by Ranil. They betray the party and protect Ranil to enjoy their privileges, he charged. That sent Kanchana Wijesakara over the line. That is wrong. President Ranil gave us nothing. President Gota gave us the ministries. Remember how some deserted their ministries? It was then that we were given the ministries, he said. Basil, a patient listener by nature, was angered by that. Who deserted the ministries? Don't lie. The president sent us messages to resign. I refused. Some who telephoned him immediately are here today, he said, taking a look at Mahindananda. He admitted that he informed Gotabaya about that. Basil went on. Then the president removed the prime minister to cancel out the entire cabinet. No one deserted the ministries. Don't say things unknown to you. As this exchange was progressing, a shush came from the back rows. Mahindananda hit out at the origin of the sound, saying that he won't fear such follies. Johnston Fernando stood up and challenged, asking him not to lie. No one jeered at you. What you want is to create a clash and break out. Others intervened and prevented it from going any further. In the meantime, Sarath Weerasakara berated Gota and accused him of fleeing and leaving them in the lurch. Nothing of the sort would have happened if he hadn't gifted the government we formed with difficulties, he said. Again, that sent Basil into a fit of anger. You criticize a person who is not here now. We are here to discuss an important thing and not to discuss old-time stories. Noting that Basil was quite animated, Weerasakara didn't go to respond. It was at this juncture that Kariawasam proposed a vote. You already know what happened thereafter. The social media is now taking up Kanchana's claim that it was Gota who gave them the ministries. Critic Mahesh Hapugoda says Ranil didn't make much of a change to the cabinet or to heads of institutions. He only made minor changes deemed essential to him. That proved one thing. It was neither the composition of the cabinet, heads of institutions, or the 6.9 million people who were in the wrong. Also, Ranil worked with young ministers, showing that there's the youth in Parliament who can be made use of. That means Ranil didn't go to change the torso called the SLPP. He gave a much-needed head. Then the old Tata bus started running smoothly with the new engine. Dilema Munugama says they worked according to advice given by Ranil, and also that until then they had no direction. Ranil played a risky game via a clueless SLPP after economic bankruptcy and Aragalaya. It succeeded to some extent. Now he is planning on a new journey via that torso of the SLPP. In a way, the SLPP is not the old SLPP, and Ranil is not the old Ranil either. This became evident to the 6.9 million, who now reach out to their representatives and tell them not to block the path. What they say is not to behead the SLPP, not to separate its head from the torso, adds Hapugoda. That's an apt explanation. Also, this is the first time Ranil gets attached to the grassroots in his politics. Still, it is the same old Ranil, incapable betrayer and bank thief whom they wanted out. According to Victor Ivan, that is a miracle, adds Hapugoda.
කවුරු ආවත් කවුරු ගියත් මේ රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ කියන චරිතයට රාජ්‍ය බලයේ උච්චම ස්ථානය. ඒ කියන්නේ ජනාධිපති ධූරය කරන්න ලැබුණේ නැහැ. ඔය දශක දෙකක් තුනක් ඇතුලේ ජනාධිපති ධූරය කියලා තමන්ගේම වූ තීරණ ප්‍රමාණයක් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න හැකියාව ලැබුණේ නැහැ. ඒ හැකියාව සුවිශේෂී ලෙස ලැබෙන්නේ අරගලෙන් සහ ආර්ථික අවපාතයෙන් පස්සේ ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මහත්මයා විසින් ඔහු අගමැති ධූරයට පත් කළා. පසුව ගෝඨත් විතන් වෙනවා. ඔහු ජනාධිපති ධූරයට පත් වුණාට පස්සේ තමයි ඔහුගේම වූ යම්කිසි වැඩපිළිවෙලක් ඔහුගේ ඔළුව එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔහුගේ හිස ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්න ගන්නේ. තාමත් අපිට දකින්න පුළුවන් ඉන්නේ හිස තමයි. හිස පමණයි. එතකොට මේකට මේ බොඩි එක නැහැ. දැන් බොඩි එක නැති නිසා තමයි අපිට ඒ නිසා කර ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකකුත් නැහැ. දැන් ලංකාවේ ඔළුවක් විතරක් කවදාකවත් බැහැනේ මේ මාකට් කරන්න. ඒක මාකට් කරන්න ශරීරෙකුත් ඕන. රැවුලක් ඕන. ඒ වගේ ගොඩක් දේවල් ඕන. එතකොට ඒ කාරණා ටික රනිල්ට නොතිබ්බ නිසා දැන් ඒක තමයි ගොඩක් අය දැන් මේක මේවා කරගන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ ශරීරය මෙන්න මේ හිසට ශරීරය සම්බන්ධ කිරීම තමයි පොහොට්ටුව විසින් කරන්නේ.
What Hapugoda said in a manner of theory was explained by Ranil himself in plain language at a meeting with the Namal Lanka faction. Lanka noted how he had been saying all the while that Basil would do that in the end. It became clear to them after he said in Kalutara that he does not fear or in debt to him, said Lanka. Ranil replied that he will soon reveal how those who do not fear or not in debt acted to the contrary. Anurayappa said the biggest gain was the end to his being labelled as Ranil Rajapaksa. All had a laugh when Duminda Disanayake said that label is now with Sajith. Madhuma Bandara is worried that GL Peris, the former SLPP chairman, will be made the premier if Sajith Premadasa becomes the president. Nalaka Godahewa is now Sajith's top economic advisor. He is opposed by Harsha De Silva, who fears that one will get the finance ministry. Dulas Alahaparuma is now Sajith's media consultant, and Mahinda's media secretary Hetiga, too, has joined him. What is left to do is for Gamini Senarath to join him. The entire Rajapaksa camp is now with Sajith. It is not wrong to call him Sajith Rajapaksa, Lanka added. After listening to all these, Ranil said Basil and his men fled after understanding that he was Ranil Wickramasinghe. That means Ranil has played a game with his experience and brains. He has so changed the scenario that even the critics want to forgo the past and think about the future. Marikar, Mujibur take lead, while others evade attacking Ranil. On Thursday morning, some MPs met Ranil to discuss the election. They told him what is happening on social media. The hit these days is that Sajith and Namal met at the home of a media head, they said. Rajika said they too got to know it in early July but didn't believe it. Now, we believe it to be true, she said. Sajith has gone there with GL. There too, he has sidelined the old-timers Kabir, Harsha and Eran, Wajira added. Premnath Dolawata said the agreement has been for Sajith as president and Namal as the opposition leader. Damika Pereira too is worried by that, he said. Ashu said he wondered as to why the opposition leader had been making lesser references to the Rajapaksas of late. But Namal denies all these. He vehemently refutes Ashu's claim that he met with Sajith. Such a meeting didn't happen, and I have no reason to meet him, he said on X. SJB spokesman SM Marikar says all these mud-throwing campaigns are being done from Ranil's Loris Lane office. The SJB was formed to put an end to this deal politics. The head of Sajith's media and propaganda unit told the media yesterday. Sajith is a true UN-per. Unlike Ranil, he doesn't engage in deal politics. We formed the SJB after Ranil struck deals with the Rajapaksas, he said. It was Ranil who went to the Rajapaksas from the back door and got the premiership, Marikar also said.
ජනාධිපති රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මැතිතුමා පොහොට්ටුවේ മന്ത്രി කණ්ඩායම හමුවේ කියලා තියෙනවා ජේ.ආර්. ජයවර්ධනට 77 හිටියා වගේ කණ්ඩායමක් දැන් එතුමාට ඉන්නවලු. අපි අහන්න කැමති මහින්දානන්ද අලුත්ගමගේද ලලිත් ඇතුළත් මුදලි කියන්නේ. අපි අහන්න කැමති මේ ප්‍රසන්න රණතුංග කියන්නේ ගාමිණී දිසානායකද? අපි අහන්න කැමති මේ ලන්සද මේ රණසිංහ ප්‍රේමදාස කියලා කියන්නේ. අපි අහන්න කැමති මේ චොකා මල්ලිද සිරිල් මැතිව් කියලා කියන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මට ඔය වගේ ඕනතරම් උදාහරණ කියන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ රාජපක්ෂලාගේ ගා එක්ක හිටපු රාජපක්ෂලා එක රට බංකොලොත් කරන්න ඒ අය එක්ක මේ රටේ ජනතාවගේ දේපල මුදල් සොරා කන්න දායක වෙච්ච මේ කණ්ඩායම 77 හිටපු ඒ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ නායකයන්ට රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මයා කරපු නිගාවක් මේක. ලලිත් ඇතුළත් මුදලි මැතිතුමා රණසිංහ ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමා ජේ.ආර්. ජයවර්ධන මැතිතුමා ගාමිණී දිසානායක මැතිතුමාලා ඉන්න තැනක ඉඳලා එතුමාලා මෙතුමාට මේ සාප කරනවා ඇති. ඒ නිසා අපි පැහැදිලිව කියන්න කැමති එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂය බිඳුවට වැට්ටුවට අමතරව එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂය සම්පූර්ණ විනාශ කරාට අමතරව ඉතිහාසයේ පළවෙනි වතාවට එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයට නාම යෝජනාවක් දී ගන්න බැරි මට්ටමට පත් කරාට අමතරව ඒ හිටපු ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ නායකයින්ට මේ රටට විශාල සේවාවක් කරපු ඒ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ නායකයින්ට මේ කරපු අපහාසයම ඇති රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මැතිතුමාට UNP කාර්යෝ සාප කරන්න.
After ruining the UNP, Ranil also insults its past leaders. How can he compare the senior ministers in the 1977 government with the gang that swindled the public along with the Rajapaksas? He asked. Sajith has a capable team similar to 1977 in Lalith, Gamini, Premachandra and Matthew. That's the job given to Marikar, to shatter Ranil's image. He does it very well. Now, Wajira has given a contract to make a video of how Sajith's father expelled the best UNP brains and destroyed the party. Anyway, except for Marikar and Mujibur, the others do not come forward to attack Ranil. Does it mean that they have some soft corner for Ranil? It will come to be known soon. SLPP candidate worships Gota. After being assured of the SLPP's candidacy, Damika Pereira first saw Gota to receive his blessings. Holding both his hands, Damika told him, "Sir, I am contesting. President Mahinda gave his approval." "That's good. Do you have a plan?" asked Gota. "Everything is in place. Sir, you know I don't do things carelessly." They had a long chat, but didn't utter a word against Ranil. With Ayoma out of the country, Gota bought him a cup of tea with a piece of Deniaya Kituljuggery. After having that, Damika worshipped Gota and went directly to his DP education centre. Once there, he was met by some former local government members from Matara. Nipuna Ranawaka coordinated that meeting. They told Damika that it was a good move for the party to field him as the candidate. One asked about his plan to pay interest for the loans obtained in 2018. The candidate replied promptly, "Very simple. We can expand the economy and pay in dollars." He also lectured them on how to earn dollars, and they listened open-mouthed when he said the GDP can be raised to $12,000 through his dollar earning strategy and action plan. "Haven't you taken a look at the book?" "It's on the internet too," he asked them, and they answered in the negative. Promptly he got copies in both Sinhala and English and distributed among them. Damika said he would launch his campaign on the 7th. "There will be a meeting with the 8,000 PC and LG candidates," he said. Refuting claims of big crowds to meetings in Colombo, he said he booked a ground in Mirihana for the purpose. One said the candidates in his area were given 500,000 rupees recently. "That's not enough. They have had nothing for 2 years now. Ask the minister for 12 million at least at the rate of 500,000 a month," he told them. They inquired cautiously if he was certain of victory. "I am not playing a game. I've been out of business for 2 years. My eldest sister was given all the responsibilities. I didn't do nothing in the past 2 years. I studied everything. The SLPP has at least 25% of the vote base. Personally, I can get 20% more. I am certain of securing the balance in the coming few weeks," he explained. Damika asked them to help him and said that he will make the party victorious. So his 50% votes talk is nowhere to be seen now. He is certain of the presidency. The lone elephant Ranil became the president and got hold of a majority in the Rajapaksa camp. Without any political experience but with his pockets full, Dhammika entered the fray and secured the SLPP candidacy. That's the manner of politics in this country. But don't be blinded by anything. You may lose the footing and fall down the rope bridge.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.